Many people will tell you that Counter-Strike and Valorant are games completely different, and in big part, this is true. Agents, utility, economy, respawns, many things are completely different. But if we see it, they have many similarities, and one of them are maps. Today we're gonna be checking how Abyss and the two are so similar, and how we can adapt Counter-Strike rounds and ideas into our game. Let's go. The first thing that we will do is compare both maps and see how similar they are. Of course, different angles, different distance, they're from different games, so it's obvious, it's not like a copy-paste, but they're really similar. In both maps, what we can see, a B main that just go to only one entrance. Yeah, we have parkour, but you know, at the end of the day, just like little entrance. One guy from side can get the cross and can get all the info. No one can sneak into side without him knowing it. With a main that has little corners and of angles where you can be holding, so the B main push is kinda hard because of that. One link that goes into mid exactly the same way, let's say. Mid that has two highs, lower and higher. It leads into three connectors or three links. One that goes into A, the other one goes into A city, and the other one that goes into B city. The same way here. From B city we have two entrances into B side, one with some high, the other one normal entrance. And from A link we can go into city A, like here, dropping down. This is a play that many teams on Counter-Strike do. Dropping one guy down to city to cut rotations, or just going into side. And then A main or A long, that is a place where normally the fight is gonna be like super chaotic, a lot of utility involved in there. And that many teams are gonna play for either taking the control in first tempo on attack, or taking the control on defense to be able to over-rotate. On Counter-Strike is something that normally depends on the respawn. On Valorant, it's just because you want to do it or not. So we will see now some example of rounds and how we can adapt into Valorant. So the first round that we're going to be watching is this one from Team Spirit, starting with attack. This force buy and how they approach the round to be able to get almost a free plant and a really winnable situation. And then we will see how we can adapt it into Valorant. Let's see, dunk PFE. Basically they start with a B main control, and you guys playing passive on top mid. They're gonna try to crunch mid from top mid and link. And now they will go to do a ping pong. If you don't know what ping pong is, or what I mean with this, you have my another video where you can go and check this concept, and you will get it. So now we can see how they're going to take the short entrance, and after that there's gonna go where they're gonna find a 2v2 and a free side. Taking a free plant and then losing the post plant just because of the guns that they have and the situation that they get for the post plant. But the idea of the round, which is basically putting pressure on mid, second tempo, pressure in short, faking that they're executing, and then moving into B split with one reactive guy playing passive, is 10 out of 10. Now let's watch it from the main guy POV, and we will see how he do it. He's never gonna make pressure, he's gonna play at his teammate contact. In this case they get the kill, but if they were not killing this guy and this guy was moving back to side, he had here a free tool most of the times. And they also have this guy that did the pressure and dropped down, so he's the one who's gonna be cutting rotations. Here he gets unlucky that he gets spam and he got killed. If not, probably he was getting his one and then the round was completely winnable. Have this in mind, and now let's move into Valorant and see how we can do it. How we can adapt this round to Valorant. We can do it in the next way. I'm gonna be using Epic Pen because for some reason VALORANT is book, and every time I draw I'm getting this restart. instead of just trying to fake that we're going 5 guys through vents, which is not a realistic situation, on Counter-Strike, you can do it. 5 guys fully execute through short because it's a big space. On Valorant, we cannot do it. It's a tiny choke point. Never run this, please. Don't do this. We cannot do it like this, but we can just try to fake it through CT and through vents. It seems strange. The other team will think that we're stupid by doing this kind of round. Yeah, that's completely true. We don't care. We just want to stack 2 guys around the A plus the rotation around this space. So for whenever timing we want to just come back and split B, they won't be ready and we will find maximum 3 guys on B. What do we get when we do this? Just by doing this pressure. If they're playing 2-1-2, probably this guy is getting pushed back. If he rotates towards A, he's staying around A. If he moves back to B, he's just doing this rotation through City, so he won't be ready to fight on B. And the other 2 guys on B will be just trying to rotate like this and try to fight us here. So we will have some really good fight on the B link. If they're playing 1-1-3 like many other teams decide to do, what we can do? Punish this guy by pushing him back and then just crunching this guy is really good, like we saw in the video. So the only little problem by understanding this is instead of rushing or faking 5 guys pushing vents, also pressure A link and it would be more realistic. Next round, also from Team Spirit, the same game against Vitality. This time it's gonna be a round opener and how they decide to end the round after putting the numerical advantage. We're gonna be watching the nearest POV first, and then we will move into Shiro because they do 2 plays that I think are really good. First of all, they're gonna go for a long take, but instead of insta take, they're gonna try to do some kind of light retake. And we will see his pop. You see he's going second tempo with some kind of support. With big support. 4 flashes, which is a big investment for only 1 guy doing an action. Is a big investment. Now we will see what Hero is doing. Meanwhile, he's gonna go for this boost. Super typical from Dust 2. And he's gonna hold while his team are doing this other action. So they have 2 chances of getting the entry kill, 1 by doing this action, second one by doing the boost. Also they're securing that no one is pushing lower, so Donk is going to be able to take this free space without having any kind of aggression. And most important, if Vitality decided to go for this push, it was a free kill, and also here they have the second chance of getting a kill, so they're not starting a round only taking some map control, they're also doing it in a way that they can put an easy 5v3, 5v4. Now I want to see how they end the round, because I think it's super good what they do instead of just regrouping as 5 and executing, because on Valorant we can get this info for free, on Counter-Strike they cannot, so see what they decide to do. This is going to group as 3, on B main they're going to decide to contact, while the other 2 teammates are also contacting, 1 to mid and the other 1 to side. He's gonna lose the duel, whatever, but imagine that this guy was not getting this duel because this guy was rotating. There is a big chance that this guy is getting the entry kill. Why? Most of the time a 3v4 or 3v5 is not gonna be winnable for the defense on the B side, but they just don't want to give them any free space. And also because of the money that they're getting right now, they decide to try to hunt, because if you see the money from Vitality, they have no money. So they decide to go in a 3-1-1, leaving double lurk, just searching for their duels. Maybe super early tempo, who knows? But I like this idea of not just going for the easy way and trying to cook a little bit more to just punish the defenders. So we cannot exactly do this same round on Valorant because of 2 main reasons. First of all, defense doesn't need to cross to B or from B to A at early tempo. So we cannot be holding a line where we know that 100% someone is gonna go into our crosshairs. And second point, we cannot go for a super fast peak with Totem like we saw with the operator to get an early peak. So what we want to do is to take the concept. And the main concept here is that they're gonna put hard pressure on A, taking it, not in first tempo, but in second, and how they're gonna build something to be able to get a kill on mid. So what we want to do here doesn't matter the comp that we have, doesn't matter the agents that we want to put here and here, but in a 1-2-2 setup, we want to have a chance of getting an entry kill on mid and getting an entry kill on A. If for that we want to do it in first tempo, if we want to do a better retake, even if we want to do 1-1-3, because we think that with a solo guy on mid, he's gonna be able to get a kill because maybe we're playing chamber and we want him to take this aggro pick and we think that our chamber is really good for doing it, go for it. But we want to create a situation where potentially we're getting an entry here and a second kill here. And our third guy is gonna play reactive. In the video we saw that he is just moving towards mid through lower. Here we don't need to do this. We can have him supporting mid, we can have him taking timing on B, we don't care that much about it. We just want to put this pressure on A, possible kill on mid. The micro, it's on you. About the second reaction that they do, super simple to do it. After we find the entry, we regroup, we are gonna contact B, because probably if we put that pressure around here and kill here, people from B are gonna react by rotating or by pushing. If they decide to push, we have 3 guys that are contacting, clearing every angle, it's gonna be a free kill. If they rotate, even better, we will have free side. And then we want our 2 players to play around mid. If we didn't break the vents before, don't go through vents. Just try to search your timing on CT and the other guy on B-Link. It's good. If we break it, just go for it. It's good. Even if you make noise, just put this pressure, let your teammates search on top mid, and you will win the round, for sure. Now it's time to see a different team. This time Vitality versus the Mongols. We're gonna be watching one round where they decide to do this anti-long push. I decided to call it like this because they don't have respawn for taking long, and this is after a pause and probably they're expecting the Mongols to fight long, heavy. So this is what they call to counter it. Most of the teams will be just ready to pop on B as soon as they see that the other team is contesting A. But they won't do this. Why? Because most of the team, whenever they contest A, they're ready for B reaction, so they should have like a really good plan. But instead of that, they're gonna try to punish the link because it's normally where the gap is. And let's see how they do it. Let's go for a passive mid default, normal control. We don't care about the micro. We're just here checking the macro. So they're gonna follow the routine, taking short. And now you might be expecting most of the team to just do ping pong like we see before and end up on B split after they see that they took A long. So that's why this guy is ready here on CT to just try to deny this possibility of splitting B. Instead of that, what they're gonna do is to cut noise and now explode on A. They're just freezing a bit, expecting any kind of reaction. And they're gonna fake that they're retaking long, heavy, to just pop on short at the same time. So if they only have 2 guys on A, they're not gonna be able to fight for both things. And if they want to fight for both things, they're gonna be weak in both places. They're gonna find super good timing here. And they will keep going on short. The long guy is gonna play super reactive. As soon as they see the contact and the other guy is fighting them, he will expect no one more or long. Or if there's someone long, he's gonna be probably moving into there to support them. So that's why he's playing at this timing. And they're leaving one lurk on short, being sure that no one can flank them. So with this, they will know that they're gonna have a really good post plan. Doesn't matter if it's a 3v2, where they can have long control, short control, and no fast flank. It's a really good round and a really good way of denying this kind of read from the other team and being ready for any kind of fist split. So when do we want to do this strat? If we're expecting the other team to go for A main take, or if we see them runs before that they're taking A, we can call to do this reaction. How we want to do it? A little bit different than what we saw on Counter-Strike. Here we cannot react with 3 guys through vents, because of the reason that we said before. It's a tiny choke point, we can block each other, it's super easy that the defense just put one guy in a good off angle, he shoots, we block, multi-kill. So instead of that, we want to potentially do it through A-Link. Our fourth guy from mid normally has to be the smoker. The reason, he has to support somehow Amen in case that he has to retake, and we don't want him to be taking like really good duels. If we're running solo Omen with then Viper and low util, then maybe yeah, we want to put Omen on the back, and then of course we will leave in our lurker. But we want our lurker to don't show himself on mid, we just want him to support. In the way that we will be splitting with 3 guys, the 4th guy is staying on mid, cutting the rotation, and our 5th guy is gonna play super late tempo through aiming. What will happen if they don't go for the A take? Better for us. We know that they're not playing that much proactive 2A, so we can just go for the split, but instead of leaving a lurker, we can just do it in 2 guys, 1 lurker and 2 guys, and securing that way that we have a really good split. And we could even also to go through vents and just do it in a super basic way of 2-2-1, and we don't need to overcomplicate things through CT. This round is really interesting from Vitality. They have completely control of the game. They have been conditioning mid B all the time. Maybe ending A from long, like the round before, with they have someone playing late on long, but nothing more. They didn't have any good response for taking long. This is the first time that they have it, and now they're gonna change the tempo and they're gonna go for a full long fight. But on top of that, they're gonna introduce a really aggro lurk through mid, so the Mongols will be in a really chaotic situation, because they will be saying, oh, they're fighting A for the first time, we need to face them, and they won't be expecting this 5th guy playing here at this early tempo. Let's see how they do it. It's a 2v3 and they managed to get the 4v4, and now is when Rob is gonna be playing. And now the round is done. 3v2, half of the map in a full control of Vitality. The Mongols have nothing to do. If we see what they were doing was the typical 2-0-3, that is that you move into 1-1-3 at any time, but because they did this super aggro long take, this 4th guy is not staying on mid, he's just trying to go directly into A to support them because they put the 4v4. So because of that, Rob is gonna find a really good pick, and he already have the angle for when this guy is trying to retake the information of mid. And then he go for the second duel, he wins, he's one of the best players taking these one-on-ones. So this is what happened when you change tempo and you're just literally deciding how the game is gonna go. I think understanding this on Valorant is really easy. We will just go for a normal take, whatever micro we need to use. This will depend of course on your composition. And we want our lurker to not play from bottom mid, we want him to play from link, front connector, or whatever you call this space. So he will be closer to top mid and he will be able to do this little movement of swapping into this wall, because every time that you're holding from here, anyone rotating from B won't be checking that much this wall compared to these other off angles. The reason, doesn't matter what default the other team is running, we will always have some advantage towards the guy who's rotating from mid or B towards A. If they're running 1-1-3, this guy is gonna be ready to just support because these 3 guys will get pushed back, so he won't stay here that much. If he stays, doesn't matter, he will be holding you, you will be clearing him in the first angle. If they're playing 2-1-2, it's the same. This guy will move instantly to A to support them, and one of these 2 guys will be moving into here. So as soon as he is doing this rotation, we will have better off angle. The only strange reaction that they can do is that because they're playing 2-1-2, they decide to double push. If they decide to double push, you will have the information. No one is gonna rotate shift in here, so if you don't hear anything on B-Link, you just need to take the free space and go for the crunch of side. We will be faster executing the side and having this flank, than by the time that they will do this movement or this movement. They will always be late. And on aiming, just do the take and snowball as soon as you can. Try to get the plant and let your lurker be the superstar of the round. Something that I really like from Team Spirit is how they structure the mid-round. They're really good on the pre-round, calling what they want to do is really good, but on the mid-round I think they're really good structure team. They're always gonna find the perfect setup or perfect situation to keep fighting and holding space without being in a super chaotic situation. So let's see how they do on this round. They just went for a long take, and after that, they're not just gonna leave the space. They're gonna keep doing something. Let's see what they do. At this moment, they have perfect long control, and they have also perfect short control or line with the Predator. Well, AVP in this case. What are they gonna do? Instead of just regrouping with 2 guys tower short, keep pushing, searching for the kill, or just pushing long, they're just gonna stay like this, trusting that these 2 guys are just gonna need to fight, and the third guy, as we can see here, is gonna be full util. So he's gonna be the one in charge of blocking both entrants or supporting their teammate to go for a repick in case they need it at whatever timing they get the contact. Nothing more. You're allowing 2 of your players to just focus on killing, and the third guy is gonna be the one supporting them. This is something that if you watch previous videos of mine, you will see that we call it 1-1 plus support, which is both players are holding one of the angles, the third guy just supporting both of them. If we can see here, Tinir's POV, what he's gonna do. Just eagling. Now he will waste his smoke. Now he's running out of util, but doesn't matter. He's gonna go for a fully commit fight because he knows that his teammate is gonna be ready to support him. This case, he only gets 1 kill because the flash from his teammate is not the best one. Okay, but you get the idea. Now they're gonna get 1 more kill. So, from a situation that most of the time you will say, but this is not good because it's only 1 guy versus 3 guys. They're ending a 4v3 where 2 of the teammates are not even involved on the fight. So, it's worth it. And from the same game, here we have the second example of how Spirit are gonna set up in the mid-round. They're gonna go again for a long take, really similar to the previous round that we saw. This time a little bit harder, more people involved. But they're insta-moving again to a 2-3 setup like they had before. In this situation, they're swapping one thing, and it's that the one who's taking the contact long is gonna be the operator and not on short. So they're just swapping positions a little bit. But the idea it's gonna be almost the same. We're gonna have now in the mid round, we're gonna have 1 guy that's gonna be in charge of taking the contact of long, 1 guy that's gonna be in charge of taking, in this case also of CT because of how the map is, but basically CT and short, and the third guy is gonna be either just being ready to support his teammate with a smoke in front of him, or he's just gonna full bait him to just get the kill. In whatever case, we have again a 1-1 setup, because this guy, if we see him, he can more or less smoke on his face here, so he can go back. Or we're gonna have something that we used to call 1-1 plus bait, which is the same situation, but the third guy is not gonna play. He's just gonna be hiding all the time, so for whenever they want to commit on him, he will have multi-kill. Let's see what they decide to do. In this case, he's gonna go for the play, he's gonna support, and in this case they should be both picking together, but he got blind and that's why he's not picking. But the idea is that basically that he's supporting his teammate and they're gonna be fighting both together. And just because of that, they're gonna win the round. Donk is able to get 3k, and now from a 5v5 in where they're hitting only 2 guys in theory on side, we have a 4v2, and also the OVP is gonna be ready to support his other teammate. Perfect round, perfect setup, no way that you enter a site if the people defending are that much structured. Playing this concept into Valorant is really easy. We will have one guy holding one of the entrance, the other guy holding the other one, the third guy is supporting both of them. Utility, peeking, smoking them, whatever. In the way that we want to do it, it will depend on our composition. Of course, it's not going to be the same having triple initiator than having double duelist or double controller. The way that we have to support each other will change. So I let you explore, try to bring the most original ideas, the most amount of setup that you want, but always try to play connected one to each other. We saw two examples of 1-1 plus support setup. Now let's see a 2-1 setup and also how they're gonna move in the mid round to avoid end up in a situation where they might have to play retake on B with one operator. Furia are gonna go for a long take with two guys. Normal take, they have no problem with it. And instead of insta moving back and playing the 1-1 plus support, they're gonna stay with two guys holding long. The reason, they have one operator that went to play aggro and short, and they also have one more operator that is gonna be taking the mid pick. So they're trusting their two teammates to be able to hold mid in a really efficient way, and the third guy is playing on B with full util, plus some more that can be thrown by Kiserato. So they're gonna stay with long control, and they won't move from this position until late game. If you see, they're still in a kind of 1-2-2. What I refer by 2-1 setup is one guy holding one of the entrance, the other two guys just being able to fight for the other one and even bunker if this guy dies and they commit the site, basically. And now let's see how they move in the mid round. After a few seconds, he's gonna use some util, push them to the top. And when they're close to go to the late round, they're just gonna leave only two guys on A. The reason, they have two operators, and probably if they keep playing like 2-3, and for some reason Imperial decide to regroup and execute B, they're gonna have to play a retake with only 3 guys on B, which is really difficult, and on top of that they have operator. So doing a retake with operator is even more difficult, and they don't want to have this situation. Because of that, the third guy is gonna move into B, they're gonna play a 3-2, and one of the guys is gonna be playing super aggro long. So at whatever time they want to go A, they're gonna be able to bunker long, and they will have to play retake in a way more winnable site. They're gonna win the round, because having this many guys here allows them to get more kills. Let's see now how we can adapt this into a fix. Same happened with the 2-1 setup. We might have two guys having deep control of aiming, being able to play bunker. Doesn't matter if you have the deep line or just playing inside. Our third guy will be taking a more passive angle. It can be this one, it can be this one, it can be whatever. In the mid round, how we want to react in case that we have the operator on a operator, not AVP, put like this, and we don't want to end up in a 3v something retake on B. This guy has to do the rotation, right? Doing it through mid is a little bit risky. If you feel that you can do it, go for it. If not, just do normal city rotation, doesn't really matter. And as soon as we get into site, what do we want to do? Do we want to run a 2-1 setup? Do we want to run a 1-1 plus support? We don't really want to do this. We just want to stay with the setup that we had before by having two guys on site fighting together, and the third guy is just gonna come here and take this line. With this, we are telling our players that they cannot really split through city, so they don't need to be worried about it, and they can only split through vents, which means that no team is gonna run 5 guys vents. So if they want to go into A, we will always have the information, because these guys from main will fight people here. As soon as they win the fight, we will say, okay, where are the last one? They're gonna be around here. If no one is committing into aiming, we know that no one is gonna be committing into vents, because no team is gonna run 5 guys, as we said. And if they want to do the round that we explained before, we will have the information because your teammate will be taking this contact. And if they want to split B, the same. He will have the information, and then we will have 2 guys fighting on the side. On top of that, if they just run B execute, we will have the 2 guys ready to fight, and the 3rd guy, that is normally the one that they won't be expecting, ready to flood the side and support them. And the last clip of the video. This time is not macro, this time is individual decision making. Something that we don't abuse that much on Valorant, but I think on Counter-Strike neither. So I want to show you this clip, and you will see how important it is to do these kind of pushes and vertical rotations. On Counter-Strike, teams don't do it that much because they don't have a drone, camera, or some kind of utility that can give you the specific position and situation of each of the other players. But on Valorant, we have it, so let's try to use it a little bit more. Let's see how Rob is gonna do a pinging push in the perfect timing as soon as their teammates are calling bingo. Let's see if he's just gonna stay with B control. Sorry, let's keep it too fast. And their teammates are gonna go for a long fight. He's gonna fight. He's gonna see one more guy fighting and the other guy on top mid. So at this exact moment that they know that there is one more guy shooting here and the guy that got the reflect. So there's not gonna be anyone here. So Rob, instead of just moving into there, giving all this free space to their team to play, is gonna go for the push. The problem here is gonna be that his teammates are giving a lot of free space. This guy is not taking the full contact, he is just doing jiggles, and because of that, there is a timing for the gap. Also, none of their teammates are holding this, so there is a chance that they do this movement like they do, and they end up on B. They're gonna win the round late game, but anyway, this is not the perfect movement that he can do, because they're just giving them a lot of free space for the post plan, and some more chances of getting some kills in a situation that they should be just perfectly dealing. About this vertical rotation, there is nothing special to say, apart from how similar the V-main from Abyss and Dust 2 is. There are many worth of angles, so that's why not many teams go for vertical rotation around V-main, because when you're blind pushing, there are many of angles where they can be holding you. So you should only go for it whenever you call bingo, because you spot all of them around A main and mid. Then, what's the question? What kind of push do we have to do? Through connector, or we should be pushing spawn? I think that the connector push is always good. There is no bad situation where you can do this. The reason is, if your teammate stay with the mid control, you can do this push. As soon as you clear these close-up angles, you can move back and you can lock all V main from connector, while your teammates have your back. This is good, because we will have 2 guys holding A, we have 2 guys holding mid, and you have B. If they want to go B, we have 3 guys, plus you being able to flank them, to keep fighting them, or to regroup. Whatever you decide. If your teammate leave because they got pushed back, then you must do this rotation. The reason, as soon as you do this rotation, you're telling your teammates if they keep pushing or if they go back. If they keep pushing, your teammate will come and they will fight with you, or you might get a kill and be able to go back. If there is nothing, your teammate might come back, relock, and you can do the same. You lock B main, your teammates take mid, 2 guys around A. Easy round. The only situation where you can push spawn is if your teammate never got pushed back from mid and they stay with the control, then you can get a little bit greedy and try to surprise them by catching a fast flank. It is gonna be better? I don't really think so. There will be one situation where this is the best movement, but most of the time, just by pushing connector, you might get the same thing, the same value, and most of the time it will be even safer because you will be able to connect with your teammate on the fight over just having a potential 1v2, 1v3 by doing this solo movement. So that's everything for today. I hope you liked the video. As I always said, if you have any question, come to my DMs, put a comment. I will try to answer as soon as I can. And since tomorrow, or basically the next day after I upload this video, I will be streaming on the other platform all the mornings, trying to pot review some tier 2 and tier 1 games whenever VCT starts. Of course, until I find a team and I have more things to do with my life. But yeah, I hope that you can also come to my stream, chat a little bit, and yeah, nothing more to say. See you on the next stream or next video.